One of the things I enjoy most about Alpha is the great conversations. There aren't many places today where you can have spiritual conversations in a way that's relaxed and natural. On Alpha, we want all of our guests who come to feel totally welcome and have the opportunity to freely share their thoughts about faith in Jesus. The ideal size for an Alpha small group is 12 people, with 2 hosts, 2 helpers, and 8 guests. The goal is that the small group would stay together for the duration of Alpha, go on the journey together, and hopefully become friends along the way. When you're planning who will be in each group, you'll want to consider their faith background, their age, and any friends that they came with. Now, this language of host and helper is really important. On Alpha, it's less about being a leader in the small group and more about hosting a conversation and helping people feel welcome and included. Alpha small groups are not necessarily like other church small groups or Bible studies because the format isn't teacher and student, but rather host and guest. It's like hosting a party with your friends. So hosts don't need to be experts in theology. In fact, sometimes it's better for the guest if they're not. They just need to create a relaxed and respectful atmosphere and facilitate open discussion so that ultimately they create a group where everyone feels like they belong and where everyone wants to come back. Helpers at Alpha mostly stay quiet. They listen and they pray silently as the discussion's unfolding. And this is a great role for new Christians or for those who were recently a guest at Alpha. The main goal for the small group hosts and helpers is to love people, facilitate open discussion, and pray. One thing that's really unique about an Alpha small group is that we let people disagree with the teaching without correcting them. For example, if after the talk, "Who is Jesus?" somebody says, "I don't think Jesus even existed," the host could simply say, "Thanks for sharing your perspective. I'd love to hear from the rest of the group on this. What does anybody else think?" Or maybe they could say something like, "Tell me more about that. How did you come to believe that?" The goal is to be genuinely interested in what others think. On Alpha, we let the talks present the Christian worldview, and then our role is to listen and to love. And part of feeling loved is feeling heard. Our goal is to create an environment where people feel comfortable to vocalize their thoughts and beliefs and know that they're still going to be accepted. Even when guests disagree with the teaching content from the talks, we trust that over the following weeks, through the friendship and the discussions and the behind-the-scenes prayers that we're praying for them, that God's going to use it all to reach their hearts and minds. When guests have a bad experience on Alpha, it's really so often because they weren't given the space to disagree. And this is why selecting the right people to be hosts and helpers is so important. You're not looking for great Bible teachers or those with past experience leading small groups or Bible studies. Find warm, loving people who are friendly. And think of it this way. If you invited your friend or your family member who isn't a follower of Jesus to Alpha, who would you want to be their host? Who's the person that would really love and honor them? Who comes to mind for you? Why not take a few minutes right now to think and pray about who you could ask to be hosts and helpers in your small groups?